Hi there. Good day. Hope you're doing awesome. I welcome you to Indian Advanced Manufacturing and Engineering Group. Abhijit Bhatt and myself, Rashmi, are from Manlio Designs and we will be hosting this podcast. We hope to see existing leaders inspire new emerging manufacturers from this group. We've launched this podcast to get experts' insights and secrets for your benefit. Hope you find this valuable and interesting. Let's continue. Today, our guest is Vinita Apte, who is owner of digital marketing company called Digitail. She started her career with the Lal Street Journal magazine and made her entry into digital marketing as a content writer way back in 2008. She entered the manufacturing industry in 2015 when she joined CNC Times, a digital media company, as the head of content and marketing. Her interactions with many leaders through trade shows, interviews helped her identify specific challenges and opportunities for manufacturing in digital marketing, which led her to start her own company. Vinita is very supportive of Make in India product initiatives and has helped us with some useful tips when we started our journey into digital marketing. Today, I've invited her to have a conversation on how manufacturing sector can leverage powerful tool like digital marketing to engage and grow their business. Without further ado, I request our guest Vinita to introduce herself to the audience.
Yeah. Thank you, Rashmi, for such a nice introduction. And thank you, Abhijit and Rashmi, for inviting me on your podcast. Hi, everyone. I'm Vinita Apte. I'm the founder and chief strategist for Digital. Well, as Rashmi has already given a brief introduction, I'll just quickly tell you about what has interested me in coming on this show because specifically as my company caters to the manufacturing industry and Rashmi and Abhijit have started this podcast which is so focused on our industry in India, and this is what excited me even more because I have seen how much digital marketing can help manufacturing and industrial companies in India, and for their attempt to do this kind of service for the manufacturing industry is commendable. So, in short, I do strategy work and I do content work for the manufacturing industry. And I believe that a lot of companies, whether they are small or medium enterprises in the manufacturing industry, can greatly benefit out of digital marketing. And which we have seen, especially after the pandemic has hit us, that how health, curveball like a health scare has completely and dramatically changed the way we are doing business today. And digital marketing becomes a very big opportunity for even a small company to reach out to customers who are not in India but even abroad. So, this is my short introduction, and I'm really happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Vinita. So, I just wanted to understand, like you almost have 20 plus years of experience, in the field of marketing and you've worked across industries. But specific to manufacturing sector, are there some, aspects or challenges which are, very unique to this sector, which you can share with the audience?
So, in terms of marketing, when you talk about the manufacturing industry, we've always done work through the traditional marketing methods like trade shows or print magazines. And trade shows, I think, have taken up the major chunk of the marketing revenue for most of the industrial companies. Now, as I just spoke some time back about how the pandemic has changed and accelerated adoption of digital marketing. So, this is a challenge with which I have seen that manufacturing companies are still hesitant to adopt digital marketing, not because they don't want to. I sometimes believe that they do not have a clear idea of what constitutes digital marketing. So there is a little lack of research, partly on their side and partly the education part, because there are not too many companies involved in industrial marketing or even agencies that are not involved too much in specifically in industrial marketing. They might be in the B2B domain. So there is a lack of content and there is a lack of educational material where industrial companies can actually do the research and start the process. There is also a mindset which sometimes people think that this is a very temporary situation and life is going to go back to normal and the trade shows are all going to come back. Well, we all hope so and we all want that. I've got nothing against trade shows. They're an amazing opportunity. And I have also gone through to so many trade shows. There's an excellent opportunity to meet and greet, see new technology, meet companies. But that is then for just the time being. What happens when the trade show is over? How do you capitalize on that? That is a part which is lacking in most companies. We're not talking about MNCs here. We're talking about mid-sized manufacturers or small businesses. Another aspect is people think that you need a lot of money to do digital marketing, which is untrue. Even a small company can start on a very small basis and learn the tips and tricks. There are a lot of things which are there online already. And if they have somebody who's dedicated, they hire someone who's dedicated, even the company owner can themselves drive this. So that is what
Yeah.
I see is a issue.
Got it. So
Yeah.
in terms of, adoption rate, I mean, COVID has been like a global pandemic, right? So versus say a US or a European sector's response in adopting digital marketing, where do you rate, India is like, have we kind of stepped up enough, or is there like, lots for us to catch up in terms of the other economies?
Well, if you're talking about the European market or even US market, uh, industrial marketing is, if you talk about in the context or compare it with other industries over there, industrial marketing is slow in adopting digital marketing even in those in those areas, in those countries, even Europe, or say for that matter US, who is
Okay.
usually really the leader in these things. So I'm a part of a community of marketing leaders, and this is what I've observed, that when it comes to IT or SaaS based, these companies are way ahead. But when it comes to industrial, they are still lagging behind when is compared to. But in India, the situation is actually quite worse. I mean, the gap is really very large, because you see SaaS companies or you see other companies are zooming ahead in terms of digital marketing, but industrial marketing is really growing really very slowly uh, in adopting digital marketing, industrial companies. So that needs to get, faster, because people are, missing out on so many opportunities. And
Yep.
that
Yeah.
is what I've seen. Yeah.
So are there
Yeah.
any specific myths, or entry barriers apart from the assumption that, it's very expensive or it's not for us? Are there other things?
Well, most of the people think, that they think about, when they think about digital marketing, the be all and end all of it is lead generation. And that is a very, having a tunnel vision basically, about only taking digital marketing and using it only for lead generation. Yes,
Okay.
lead generation is extremely important. Marketing has to be tied down to revenue generation, which is a very idealistic situation. It's still not happening in majority of companies. But what happens is, when you only think in this narrow focus stuff of just having lead generation, because you want lead generation, you will adopt digital marketing, then you miss out on a lot of things which are actually, are going to provide you uh, or help you with lead generation. Companies don't think of creating a brand, and we all know how creating a brand and branding your business is probably the most important thing. Secondly, uh, this narrow focus also causes people into a very, what do you call, business minded thing. Like, if I'm saying, okay, I'm spending X rupees on digital marketing, so I need to get X equals to Y. That means if I don't get these many leads, then digital marketing is of no use, because I have only got this narrow focus. So this is a myth, because you have to grow your business through a variety of things. How are you differentiating yourself? How are you branding yourself? Your company, I mean yourself mean, I mean the company. How are you branding? How is the brand recognition in the market? Have you segmented your market, or are you only selling based on pricing differentiation? Where is product differentiation? What about your after sales support? How is it? How is customer experience? See, if so, all these, there are a lot many things when it is are involved in digital marketing, and lead generation is definitely the most important aspect of it. But to support that, all of these other things also need to be in place. So
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is a myth.
So just to simplify, whatever we are telling, because I understand where you are coming from, because you day in day out
Yeah.
talk in digital marketing terms. So when we started this podcast, right? So we just wanted to do this, as a value creation and stuff like that. But we have experienced that because of this podcast, a lot of people have started noticing us in web. So that is when we also started investing in digital marketing. Actually, we were also, though we both come from IT sector, we were not that much into digital marketing, thinking that this is a manufacturing industry where nobody does that. But as you said, from a pandemic, after the pandemic, I think the mobile, which people will see. I don't know, they cannot see here because
Yeah.
background, but this occupies more than 3 to 4 hours of our time every day. And probably we are investing our 2 hours to this Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn is very powerful these days. So we are giving our valuable 2 hours of time to these platforms. And I think this is where the manufacturing people also need to start understand that when you give some valuable content to your audience who will invest 1 minute or 2 minutes to read your post, to read your whatever you are doing. Like I can give one example of Titan CNC. Uh,
Mm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
he started showing how they are manufacturing, how they are doing the work holding and other things, which basically was some 50,000, $100,000 setup. Now
Mm-hmm.
it's having more than $200 million orders in just 5 years, because
Amazing.
people start to, um, you know, people like the owner of the company who is explaining what they are doing, how passionate they are, and that's why, um, you know, uh, so that is what I think you are trying to tell, where most of the people are thinking that, okay, I'm spending let's say 20,000 rupees. Will I be getting 20,000 back? That too in 1 month or 2 months or immediately. But it is something that you are investing for 6 months or 1 year down the lane. So I mean that is, I think, what from a common man perspective, or the
Right.
this is what digital marketing is, probably, right?
So digital marketing is a long-term game. If you're
Yeah.
expecting to get back revenue within a month of you giving someone or investing in something, or even hiring somebody inside your company to do that work, then it's a very short-sighted thinking, especially because if you are a manufacturer of complex machinery and your sales cycle is 2 years,
Yeah.
it's a 2 year long sales cycle or 1 year long or 6 months, you have to give that much minimum time. And only if you have an established foundation, then you have a chance to grow. But people are in a hurry, they don't want to establish a foundation, they want to raise up walls on a very shaky platform, and then expect that I'll be able to build a palace out of it. There is no foundation. So if you build a foundation in the beginning, you invest that time and build a foundation, and then you put brick by brick and grow it. Because Say, for example, you're starting a factory, you immediately you buy the land, you construct, you buy machinery, you hire people. It is a long process. People do not immediately, okay, I've invested 5 crore in this, and immediately in another next month, I need to get those 5 crores back. They don't think in that way. So
Correct.
when you're investing in that, when you do digital marketing and you invest in it, you are investing in your company in the end. It is
Yeah.
not like, you know, yeah, that is what I mean.
How do you, like a lot of people give up during this journey because like you said, they're not really looking for the right measure.
Hmm.
If they're just stuck to lead generation, then that's not happening in 3 months, then they feel that it's a waste of their time.
Hmm.
So in terms of ROI, what are some of the things that people need to, look out for when they get into digital marketing? Like how do they measure themselves?
See, the ultimate ROI is always going to be revenue generation. There is no two way around it. That is in the most ideal situation that we tie down marketing to the revenue generation. But to reach that position where you are helping tying down marketing to revenue generation, there has to be a whole system in place. Because, say, for example, you start doing social media marketing. I'm just giving you a tactic. This is a tactic and not a strategy. Say, for example, you start doing social media marketing. Let's say you say, I'm going to do this much work on LinkedIn. X, I'm going to post, I'm going to communicate, and I set a marketing goal that this is what I want to do for an extended period of time for lead generation. Now, this is one aspect of it. Now, how do you lead generation is only LinkedIn is only one single channel. From there, you can see the channel grow only after you take care of look at the analytics. What are my analytics saying, whether I'm going in the right direction or not? The people who are communicating with my content, are they my target audience or not? Am I writing for the right people or not? Have I connected? So there are a lot of, have I connected with the right people or not on this social platform or this professional platform? I need to connect with my target audience there, and I need to talk to them in the language they will understand. By just posting a picture of my product, people are not going to understand what are the value you are providing. These days people are so smart. Even if you have to buy a single a bed sheet, I'm just giving a very lame example, a bed sheet on Amazon, for example, we are going to go and read the reviews. We
Yes.
are going to find out whether this bed sheet is worth the money, even if it just costs 500 bucks. So people are also going to evaluate when they're spending crores of rupees on a product you are manufacturing. How are you supporting them with the content? Are there any user manuals? Are you helping them get trained? How are you helping your customers succeed by buying your machinery? So
Yeah.
all of this needs to be communicated through that social media channel, the LinkedIn. We're talking about LinkedIn. And when people go down to these minutest details, then you can attribute that, okay, I got revenue generation, I could generate revenue from LinkedIn. Because I've experimented with this for my own agency. I've been very active since the past 6 months. And well, coming on this podcast is one of the, this is one aspect which has brought me here.
Yeah.
So when people do this continuously and keep analyzing what they're talking about, and if they're talking to the right people, there is definitely going to be success.
Yeah.
Got it.
I mean, the access to the decision makers and the decision takers through LinkedIn, is much higher, and it is almost free if you look at it. So,
Absolutely.
not investing their time here. So that's what the intention of this podcast is also, that we have gone to a lot of association where they would tell that there is some session going on for this and this, but we see that most of the times half an hour goes into giving the bouquets, mementos and other
Mhm.
praising people, praising the owners, the president, all those things, but nothing actually. Even the people who sit in this one are mostly fillers, seat fillers.
Mhm.
Exactly, the digital, the decision makers. So this is where I think, the podcast, this one is to send this knowledge, experts knowledge, to the right people. That is the
Right.
makers, the takers and everything, leaders. So yeah, I mean, this is where I think the digital medium space is almost free, and people should invest, here.
I agree with you. I mean, if you don't want to spend money, you have to spend your time,
Yeah,
invest your time.
yeah,
And I've also seen that a lot of these decision makers fear putting themselves out on social platforms like LinkedIn, because see, most of them are engineers by profession. They're
Yeah.
highly technical, highly intelligent, and content and writing is not their forte, which I completely understand, because tomorrow if you make me stand in front of a CNC machine, cannot make head or tails out of it. Yeah, because
yeah,
that's not my profession. But there are avenues, and there are so many people who create content, and you can hire someone to write content on your behalf as a thought leader on the platform.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
there, yeah, so this is something which thought leadership is something which is going to give them a lot of benefit.
yeah,
And I believe that decision makers should take this thing, you know take
yeah,
this do this thing basically.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. So coming to the, what you mentioned about like LinkedIn was an example of the social media marketing, and social media is like most people, in fact, mistake that digital marketing is social media, anything that you do on social media, right? Marketing. So in terms of traditional ways of marketing, like say email,
Mhm.
right? So how does it still stay? I mean, is it still relevant from the, angle of the manufacturing sector?
Mhm.
Is there relevance to email marketing with all the hype around social media marketing today?
Let me just clarify a little bit. Now there is strategy and there are tactics. A strategy is a foundation. It's a long term goal of your business, and they're tied to your business goals as well. So your marketing goals have to be aligned with your business goals, and there has to be a complete plan of what tactics we are going to use. So if X company is using, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, does it mean that each and every company has to do that? If you
Yeah.
figure out like, okay, I want to generate leads through LinkedIn. I'm giving LinkedIn because it's is one of the best places for our industry to generate leads. So if you think that I'm going to only focus on LinkedIn and I'm going to, uh, create leads, this is I'm talking about a tactic. But the strategy part of it is okay, using social media marketing for lead generation. So when this is a strategy decision that I'm going to use social media marketing for lead generation, then you go down a level and start doing the tactic part of it. In the tactics part, you decide how many posts you'll create, how many topics, how when all you're going to look at the analytics part of it. And if the analytics are not what you were expecting, how do you change your strategy so that you go in the direction of what you're planning for, because you
Yeah.
constantly have to test this. Now most people focus on tactics, and that is where like what I was talking about, they want to build a palace but the foundation is very weak. So if you don't have a strategy where you don't know who your customer is, what they're looking for, what their problems are, what questions they ask at each stage of the buying cycle, then you are just going to go all over the place. Like I posted one picture of my machine. Tomorrow I talk about a discount I'm giving. Day after that, this is what I see. Day after that, I congratulate some employee. After that, I have a blood donation drive. So all of this, like it's a hodgepodge of posts that companies put up, and there is no strategy which says that I want to reach here, this is the goal. So how do I travel from here to here?
yeah,
What steps do I need to take to reach here? So
Got
this
it.
this designing is strategy, and actually doing is tactics. So now when we talk about email marketing, see, email marketing should be used to nurture your prospects. your prospects. It's not for each and every person who kind of, you get a list from some place like a trade show and you start sending them emails. Many people unsubscribe because they don't know who you are and why you are sending it to them. Now, obviously, this is going to, a lot of times you get a lot of problems when you do these kind of things because you've bought an email list. Rather than that, I believe in inbound marketing a lot. Like, customers will reach out to you and connect with you when they are ready to buy.
Yeah.
Downloading a ebook or downloading a piece of content does not mean that they are actually in the buying cycle. They're either trying to understand who you are, or it's completely someone else who is doing marketing who wants to understand this, what you're doing dealing with,
Yeah.
right? So how do you define a lead? And all of those things also come into the picture. But when it comes to email marketing and social media marketing, it depends on what kind of goal you want to reach. And email marketing should be used really well for nurturing your customers, nurturing your prospects, even customers for that matter. Whatever new things are happening in your company or in your industry, your customers should know about what is happening there. But for prospects also, you have to nurture them. And if you expect that I will do an email blast and I'll get hundreds of people who will be, asking me, Arey, I want to buy this, I want to buy, that never happens.
Got
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Because,
No,
yeah,
we made that mistakes where we sent some like 2,000 or 3,000 emails,
Yeah.
and that this one was the direct sales. Uh,
okay.
this is the product, this is the price, come buy it. I think we had some 2% unsubscribing this one, and I think the threshold of blocking is somewhere between 2% or 3%. So we were just, before we probably got, Manlio got
Blacklisted.
Blacklist. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
blacklist. We pulled it out, and now what we have learned is that we will be giving the value of what the customer problems that we are solving through the email, this one. And as you mentioned, identifying that niche, that is when you, that is your customer, who is your actual customer and what is the problem that you are solving, is basically what the digital marketing or
Right.
marketing is actually there. I mean,
Right.
as you said, it is lot cheaper if the customer comes to you, you go after the customer.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Great. So I think we've had a very, interesting and a lot of, suggestions and inputs that Vinita has shared. So time to just lighten things up a bit. So Abhijit, I'm just going to invite you to do a rapid fire round with Vinita.
Yeah.
Over to you.
So this is, which is your favorite book with respect to digital marketing?
Oh, okay. So my one of my favorites. I mean, there are many actually, but the one which has had a recent impact on me is a book called "They Ask You Answer." And this book is, I'm sorry, I forgot the author's name, but anybody can Google it and get it. They Ask You Answer. So it's all about the title says they ask you answer. So what are your customers asking you? And you answer them through your content. Let them come to you and ask those questions. Or what are your customers looking for online? And you provide those answers on your website. So this is
Okay.
one of the books. And I would like to add another. It's called Blue Ocean Strategy, which is,
Okay.
yeah, so it's another amazing book. It is a little complex. You have to give it time to read because there are complex topics about differentiation and a lot of other things, and how to not fight in the red ocean and how to create a blue ocean. So these are two books I would definitely recommend people to read.
Cool. Which is the one world leader in business that you greatly admire? And
Oh, okay. Well, what do I say? here. Great leader in the world. Would say Jeff Bezos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
probably
look at,
today is in space.
yeah, yeah. Not for that, but I mean, look at the way he's grown, how he
Yeah.
started and how he's grown.
Yeah, yeah.
And well, I recently posted about I wrote a post talking about hard work and smart work and all of that. And he kind of reminded me of a lot of things which people, when they talk about, do smart work, don't do hard work. But that doesn't actually work. You have to do both. You have to work smartly and you have to work hard. I think
Yeah,
he epitomizes that a lot. And
yeah,
that is,
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Um, what's your hidden talent?
my hidden talent. Oh my God. Oh God, I don't have any. Oh, well, I'm a dog. I don't know what to say here. My hidden talent. Well, I can make friends really fast. I can say that. I can talk to any stranger. You tell me, go talk to this person. I can.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Um, if you had to choose three adjectives to describe yourself, which one would
Hmm.
you choose?
I'm very driven. If
Okay.
I set my mind to something, I take it till the end. That is what I like. Second, I'm easygoing. I'm pretty easygoing. I I'm not, I wouldn't say I'm laid back, but I'm easygoing. I'm not like high strung. And third, well, really passionate about whatever I put my mind to. Like I'll dig deep and I'll study that.
Okay. If you could pick up a new skill in an instant, what would be?
New skill in an instant. Dancing. I'm a
Okay.
bad dancer.
Nice.
I love it, but yeah, I can't dance well, but I love it.
Nice.
Right.
Great. So yeah, that ends rapid fire round. Um, I would also probably probe one more question if you don't. Uh,
Sure, go ahead.
that is now, let's say we have in our manufacturing setup a lot of shops
Hmm.
with let's say 1 crore, 2 crore,
Hmm.
inventory, maybe two CNCs, two VMCs, like that. So for these guys to start, I understand that many of them, they don't probably, because of this current pandemic situation, they are not in a state where they can spend a lot of money.
Hmm.
So what would be some three quick tips for them where they can start this digital marketing and see some kind of traction for them?
Right. So the first tip I would say that everybody has a cell phone these days. They should just start recording videos of their shop, of whatever, if they are talking in their regional language, and they are, because they're providing services to that particular area, it's better that they do it in their regional language.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great point.
So take a camera, start recording. Go to one of your clients, ask them if they can record a video of telling them how good these people are. It doesn't cost money to record a video these days.
Yeah.
WhatsApp, they should use WhatsApp a lot, kind of create a community, a group of people to whom they're already providing these services. And content curation is something in which nobody needs money. There's somebody who's already published something which can be shared to that set of
Yeah.
customers
Yeah.
they already have, so that you are educating your customer and you're not spending money in content creation, you're curating content from somewhere else.
Yeah.
So this is the second tip. The third tip, I would say if they are on Facebook, If they are on Facebook, again, they can create a group. But regional, or they can do videos where they are teaching their skill, or they are creating videos about their skill, or how they're doing, creating a certain part. They can do that as well and put it on WhatsApp. WhatsApp business allows you to do a lot of options where you can put a lot of information about your business. You can do that as well. Or you can create a Facebook group where you add that. But I'm still not very convinced about the Facebook group. Uh, if it's even possible for them to do that, but WhatsApp mostly people use, so they can do that. So content curation, talking to their customers and creating videos, in the regional language is best. And of course, creating videos of their own production area and their employees, and what is happening, what is the situation currently, or even what the problems they're facing, because a video is actually going to help them reach out to their local corporator or anyone, because ultimately these are the people who need help from the government
Yeah,
in terms of uh, you know uh, investment and other things.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
or they can, if there are 5 6 people who are in the same area, or who are probably doing work, not similar work, but if they are in a similar area, 5 of them,
collaborate.
yeah, then they can club together and kind of do these similar things, so that they have more pool of customers together, and
Yeah,
each other, they can benefit, all of them can benefit from it, because you need
yeah,
referrals, right? You need referrals in this kind of business.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So because you don't have money to do advertising, and you don't have money to do propaganda, any kind of promotion work. So the
yeah,
more people bind together and create a, like we have this group, like so
yeah,
many
yeah,
of
yeah,
us are on this group. So
yeah,
similarly, they can create a group on WhatsApp and
yeah,
use it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
this is what I
That's
believe.
a great tip.
Yeah.
I hope somebody follows this. That would
Yeah,
be really helpful, because the camera is so easy to use these days.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so that would become really great if somebody does that.
yeah. No, no, that's a great tip actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
because people immediately start thinking digital marketing is going and going to Google ads or Facebook promotion on all those things. But as you said, if anybody has a mobile with camera, they can start their digital marketing right now. So
Open a YouTube channel.
yeah,
Doesn't need
Yeah.
money. Start
yeah,
posting videos. Yeah, you don't need a channel. You don't need money. Actually,
yeah,
you can make money out of YouTube if you do
yeah,
it properly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
yeah.
So,
Rashmi, you want to?
Yeah, I think I have some closing, questions for Vinita.
right.
Okay.
So, with the pandemic, people are more open to engaging with their customers or vendors through digital platforms. So, in your opinion, over the next 2 years, what is that one or two platforms which will be game changers, and it will completely shift the way we operate or think about digital marketing today?
When it comes to the manufacturing industry, I would say it's not going to be so dramatic in terms of change, but the platforms which are going to gain more traction is podcast, which already is there, it's happening. And secondly, I believe that this community building, in the kind of thing in which we are like a group now, so this community building is going to be the in thing, and that is the reason I was talking about, the smaller companies also building a community for themselves, of their customers and other people who are related, ancillary industries who are related to their line of work. So community building and podcast, I believe, are going to be the in thing, because these days people don't want to read long posts. They
Yeah.
want videos, short videos, small snack sized bite of content. And and podcast is easy, because even if you're taking a walk, you can listen to it. You don't need to kind of sit down and watch it, or
Yeah,
you can,
yeah,
I do that. I take a walk and I listen to a podcast, because I want to learn something and I want to do exercise as well.
Yeah.
So this is going to be the thing. Yeah,
Okay.
I believe that.
Great. Yeah. And in terms of, from your long professional experience, is there some strong takeaway that you want to share with the audience?
About in what topic you, I mean, I didn't get the
Anything
question.
that's your strong takeaway, like, that you feel will make a person successful in, no matter what they do is.
Okay, so this is a very this question. I'm going to say certain things about success. It's very subjective. Okay, from what defines success for me and what defines success for you might be completely different things. Some people measure success in terms of money. Some people measure success in peace of mind. Some people measure success in I've got this designation, I've got this huge car, and I've got this huge house. So I'll give my definition of success. My definition of success is I am going on a path and I'm trying to reach a goal I've determined for myself. It's not about money. Money will come if I reach that goal. It's secondary. But for me, success defines at getting better every day at whatever you are trying to do. That defines success to me because you're taking steps to go and become better each day, be it personal or professional life. I'm talking about both. So I define success that way because there is no ceiling for success. I mean, even if I earn 1 crore rupees, tomorrow I want to earn 20 crore rupees. There is no limit to it when I'm defining it in terms of financial things. But when it comes to something which is cannot be defined by money or even any house or any objects, at that time my definition, I mean, I define myself successful when I'm trying to reach and I'm becoming better each day at whatever I'm striving to do. So today, if I'm trying to strive and make people aware of how digital marketing can change the manufacturing industry, and I try to become better each day and help someone become better each day, I define success. I'm successful today. I define
Got it.
success like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I believe that doing this would make a person successful.
Great. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's a very nice thought that you've shared. So, Vinita, if people want to reach out to you, like, how do they reach out to you?
Right. So if they go on my LinkedIn profile, my name, my number, my email address is all plastered there on there. Plus, they can check my website. The name is already there here. You can just Google it. It's Digital Industrial Marketing Agency. I'm there on Google My Business as well. My number is right there, and my email address. Anybody can contact me, or they can WhatsApp me as well. I respond
Okay.
to everything. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So thank you again, Vinita, so much, for your time and for such valuable, insights. Even for, us, we are very new into this digital marketing journey. So some of the things that you have said resonates with, what we are trying to achieve, and, really put us back on track again. So thank you very much for that. And viewers and listeners, thanks for hearing us. And I hope it was very interesting and inspiring for you. We are yet to finalize our next speaker, but we hope to see you soon. So have a great day.
Thank you, Rashmi, and thank you, Abhijit, for inviting me. It was really lovely speaking to you and giving me the opportunity to say something on this platform. Thank you so
It's
much.
our
Yeah,
privilege.
it's our pleasure. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.